Hey, what's up, witches and wizards of Hogwarts? Enforcer 5150 here, and yeah, we're going to do a little bit of benchmarking today. I'm just using my mouse and keyboard instead of the controller just for this part, but we are running on the RTX 4080 and i9 10900K. We're running with 32 gigs of RAM, and that is only running at 3400. So it's not, the bottleneck is really going to be the CPU, but I've been hearing lots of reports of like stuttering and stuff like that, and I have not experienced any of that yet. So right now, we're gonna go outside. I went ahead and set everything to max, and we're gonna go ahead and look at those settings real quick and show you what we're going to run at. So right now, as you see, we are running everything max. We have all the ray tracing on. We're putting everything on that this thing can do. The frame generation and everything. We have DLSS on quality. I usually turn this actually to a 0.3. So I don't know why that has changed. It's probably because I was using auto for a while there. Frame rate is uncapped. We have low latency on. I do turn off motion blur because I just don't like motion blur, and everything else is on as well. But like I said, we do have frame generation on, so that definitely gives us more frames per second. They are softer frames, so you do get more of a crisp without it, but you also lose, a lot of frames per second. So let's go ahead and go back here. And I think we're going to go up the left side over here because it does seem like there's a lot more details that way. But right now, okay, I'm going to hit my F8, which will reset my lowest. But as you see, we're getting around 110 frames per second. Indoors, we do get a lot more, obviously. There's a lot less things, less shadows. And it seems like a really freaking cloudy day. I think we can actually get more on a non-cloudy day, or less. So there we go. Now we have it coming in. That's what we're looking for. So we're just gonna run over to this left side. We're not gonna play the weird bowling games, but I just want to run through here and see what kind of frames we will get. And like I said, everything's been running great for me, but I know there is a lot of people that are having massive performance issues, and I'm just wondering what it is, that's doing it. If you're wondering about this system, there's not really anything spectacular. I actually turned all my extra performance things off, and I was starting to think maybe that might be it. Maybe it's sucking up too much energy or too much power. Ooh. I didn't realize I didn't get those. Okay, so we're gonna run down this way. The one thing with, I'd say, the ray tracing reflections is that they are really, really soft reflections. They are not crisp as you might want. See, like you can see on the right side of the screen where the water is, it's not supposed to be doing that with, actual ray tracing. And so it's kind of like a half ray tracing that they're putting in here. It's kind of weird. But yeah, okay, so far we can see everything is running around 100 frames per second. And then, like I said, this is with everything on, frame generation and everything, and DLSS on quality. Definitely playable. Grab one of those. Boop. All right. Let's go ahead, go back this way. I don't want to go too much here because I want to, do some other settings as well, so we can kind of get an idea of what we're getting. Try to take a look at the building, all of that. Okay. So that's not bad. So let's go ahead. We're going to go back over to the building here. And we're going to go ahead and turn frame generation off. Because the frame generation is definitely something that that we will get way more frames than expected. And it's only for, an RTX 40 series card. All right, now as you can see inside here, we do get a little bit more performance if we go up into these areas. Actually, right now it's not really that much. Yeah, we're getting around the same hundreds. Yeah, but see, yeah, here we go. When I start going into these areas, I get like 150, sometimes up to 200. See, look at that. That is not supposed to happen. The ray tracing, that's from the not screen space reflections, but that's from the global luminance. It's not noticing the edges until you get closer to it. And see, that's why it's doing that there too. It should not be that bright. Yeah, it's trying to get that real ray tracing. All right, so back outside we go. All right, and we will go ahead and turn off the main thing that gives us a ton of frames, the frame generation. All right, with that, we don't have to restart the game or anything, so that's good. All right, so now without frame generation, as you can see, it definitely is a bit crisper, and we lose a lot of frames per second. So, like, when you're on a lower end card, it's not a 40 series. Yeah, not having that frame generation is definitely going to take you under, you know, a playable frame rate. Like, some people can play it at 30 frames per second. Me, it's definitely not a thing. Only in some games I will play at 30 frames per second, and that is just a really niche time that I might actually do that. But yeah, let's go through here. We can see we get up to around the 60s, but we are definitely getting much lower frames per second. And when I said, you know, people are having performance issues, I'm talking about like people with 40 series cards, with this exact card, the 4080, and even with the 4090. See, we should not be seeing those weird things around my character in that with ray tracing. It's just not, that's not how it's supposed to work. Let's go up here. Yeah, we can get around the 60s. Indoors, without frame generation, we can definitely see we will get a lot of frames. But yeah, this is almost playable in a lot of areas. A lot of times it will go down, and I know with a lot of people, it's like it will give them headaches to just be too low frames per second. To me, it's, you know, it's a personal choice. I like to be over 60 when possible. Let's go ahead and change that DLSS real quick. And we are running in 1440p, just so I'm clear about that. And you can see we're doing a 67% there. I don't know if that's going to change on the performance. Let's try ultra performance. There we at 34. So now it's really coming up from a 4080. 480p, yeah. All right, so that we shouldn't have to do much on. And we're not getting any changes. I don't think it took place. Well, it may have. All right, so it's not really, yeah, it's definitely way lower. So it's not really taking, you know, a issue with the graphics itself. So this is more of a power issue. I think that the CPU and power in this is definitely going to be the biggest points. Let's go ahead and take a look over in the area we were before. We were getting 62 frames per second. And I might need to restart, get up to 70. You know what, I think what I'm going to do is have this set here. Let's do a new save. I don't think it'll let me save out here. Okay, we have ultra performance on. What else can we change to, you know, obviously the ray tracing and stuff like that. If we take those things off, we'll get a different result. So I think that's what we will do. Let's go ahead and turn off DLSS. So that makes also, we'll have no frame generation. And then we will also turn off ray tracing, shadows, and ambient occlusion. Go ahead, apply those, and we need to restart the game. And just so you know, I'm not recording with the computer itself, so we're running through the Razer Ripsaw to make sure that we don't see any degradation of the system itself from recording. All right, so now we are back and we have RTX completely off, but we are still maxed out on everything else. Let's go ahead and go back to the courtyard here. You know, no ray tracing on this time. So we're getting around 70 frames per second, a little bit under here and there. I mean, that's not bad. Did I, I'm pretty sure I had everything still maxed out. Just making sure. Yeah, everything's on ultra. The only thing that we made sure to take off was the ray tracing here. And then we have DLSS completely off, no frame generation. We do have a little latency on. And obviously the motion blur, because I just don't like motion. I didn't even look at the motion blur on this one. Let's turn it on. I just, to myself, I just don't like motion blur. Yeah, I don't know. We'll keep it on for now. Nah, turn it off. This is how I am, man. I just, especially when I try to take screenshots and like that. If you want to take screenshots for, you know, YouTube thumbs or anything like that, turn your motion blur off, because, you know, when you want to take a screenshot of something and something has the motion blur on it, that screenshot you take is just gonna look awful. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and run on over this way. This game looks great though. I mean, you gotta admit that. So we're getting 80 frames per second. We have everything maxed out on 1440p. No DLSS, no ray tracing. The ray tracing obviously is gonna cause the biggest, see, like, not having that ray tracing is kind of weird.
Nice to see you, my young friend.
Now, if you look over here, see, now that's normal behavior for no ray tracing, when you have this rasterized stuff where you see that in a little bit on the left side there of the water, kind of doing that thing, and it's just, you know, making a picture of the building in the reflection. Oh, jump. All right. So over here, we're getting around 90 frames per second. You know, pretty dense area. The sun is behind clouds again, so it's really hard to, you know, get a decent benchmark on this sometimes. Let's go ahead and go to the map. See if we can go in the morning again. Yeah, now we're gonna get nighttime. And the nighttime does look good. I mean, it looks amazing. I mean, look at all that. Like, they put so much detail into this. It's insane. All right, we're gonna go ahead and go to, now it's raining. We're gonna go ahead and go back to daytime. The daytime stuff, the sun reflections and everything is what I want most out of here. I've noticed that nighttime, it does perform a little bit better. So if you have a, you know, system that is not playing it very well, keep on setting it to nighttime if you can, which kind of sucks because, I mean, it does look really good in the daytime. All right, so we're getting around 90. We get around 70. What was that? 70, 75 in the courtyard. I'm gonna get all of these. Now let's go ahead and see how much better we can do as far as these settings. Okay, so we have everything maxed out here. About there. Let's go ahead and see what we can get with DLSS and, or let's just try frame generation. Let's see what we get with just the frame generation, no DLSS. I mean, the ray tracing of that, it does look okay in a lot of spots, but it also has a lot of issues. It's dark and it wants to rain again. But we are getting 150 up to 160. I have to go up there yet. Gotta investigate the owlry. Oh, this is messing with my benchmark. But then again, it's not, because we do want to see what we will get with all this fog in here. shadows is really the main thing that's going to hit you pretty hard. All right, so the game really wants me to be in some kind of fog. But yeah, I mean, it looks really freaking good for all the rasterized stuff that it has. Here we go. We get a little bit of sunlight over here. It does seem kind of soft in the distance, but that is just the game itself, I think. We're looking at like, you know, the edge quality and everything like that. Mostly the trees, you kind of see. Like, we're getting 190 frames per second, 180. As long as we have ray tracing off, we can definitely get a lot of push on the frames. Now, if we can put this at 4K, we can definitely see, but I don't plan on playing this in 4K because this monitor doesn't do 4K. But I think what we'll do is go ahead and turn on my DSR and see what we can get with 4K in another video. But yeah, this looks great. Let's go ahead and take that frame, put the DLSS on now, and we're just going to do quality. Keep frame generation on. No ray tracing. Yeah, no ray tracing. Yeah, it's not even gonna change it. So turning on the frame generation for this isn't really worth it. It does soften the image a little bit, but I don't think there's a reason to turn it on or off. All right, so we're back and we have DLSS on, and as you can see, we are being choked a little bit more. Or sorry, we don't, not DLSS. We have ray tracing on, RTX. All three are turned on now, and as you can see, we will go under 60 frames per second in a lot of spots, especially if we go into the woods here and get moving around. You know, jump down to 50, get under 40, or in the 40s. Yeah, that's gonna be a hectic on the system, having all this, you know, lighting and shadows and stuff like that within all the brush. Obviously, the lake here, or river, whatever you want to call it, is going to be using those reflections, and I don't think it's working that well. I mean, we should see a lot. We should not see it doing where it fades off. With ray tracing, you shouldn't see that. So I have a feeling that their ray tracing is not doing very well, or they did not put it on the lakes and rivers. Rakes, yeah. Okay, let's go back over to the courtyard. We're just gonna run over there this time instead of fast traveling. You see, we're jumping down to like 40s here. Yeah, this is I mean, this is playable for most people. On a personal preference side, obviously, I don't like it. I like being over that 60. That's maybe that's PC Master Race type talking. That just got down to 30s right there. Damn. I wonder what did that. Okay, let's go ahead and now we're gonna check out the actual DLSS and see if it gives us any more. So right now we are looking straightforward at 50 frames per second, 52. We're gonna go ahead and turn on our DLSS on quality first. Let's see if we get anything more out of it. We are not getting anything out of there. Now see, now this is where it should be giving us more. And that's what makes me think that maybe we do need to restart when we change the DLSS and it's not telling us to. So I think what I'm gonna do, update my save to right here so we can look straight forward, because I don't think we should only get 3 or 4 frames per second. All right, so we are back and I did a restart and we are getting the same exact as we were before. So that is telling me one main thing is that DLSS is not really working, not in 1440p anyway. A lot of games it won't work on like 1080p or 1440p, but it should be on here. And I don't see, we haven't heard anything about it only working on, you know, say 4K. Yeah, we should definitely be seeing a difference here, and we're really not. We have our DLSS on ultra performance. It looks like crap. So you would think that it would work. Keep this around 3.3. DLSS. Let's just turn DLSS off again. Yeah, that's we are getting the same frames with DLSS on versus DLSS off. The only thing that really seems to be giving us the performance boost is the frame generation. So I mean, that's the thing that they have actually working here, is our actual frame generation, which is only on the 40 series cards. I do have the 2080 Ti, which I still need to test this game on to see what we can get with that. But yeah, see, frame generation, we can get 90 frames per second. Obviously things look a little bit different. Oop, I had a little stutter there. But yeah, that's, as far as the game performance, having everything maxed out for me has been working out pretty well. As you see, I have not been experiencing any stutters or anything like that. And I know a lot of people have been getting that. I've been watching the Steam forums, a lot of things that people have been running across. I don't know why this looks kind of weird, but yeah, hopefully they'll have some performance updates in the game as well for, you know, lower end cards, mid-range cards, even like something like the 2080 Ti. I know Clefson D, he has said that he has not had any issues. He's been keeping ray tracing off. He is running on the 2060 laptop, and you know, keeping settings, you know, relatively mid to low, and hasn't been having many issues. So hopefully we will get some more. I will be doing another one with 4K. Hopefully we will see some differences with the DLSS in those, because it'd be a lot of information to be able to see if that actually works. Anyway, look for the new videos that are coming out soon on the RTX 2080 Ti and my laptop, the RTX 3060. So anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching this video today. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this game and its performance. I am very interested. Anyway, you all take care and happy gaming.